So ScoreApp, it's this assessment tool that Ali Abdaal, Christo, and Daniel Priestley are all raving about. It claims to qualify every lead, see who's ready to buy, personalize every follow-up, and turn more visitors into warm conversations for your sales calls. But those are some big-ass claims. And since my last review, if you check the website, you'll see something new. Like there's a new AI builder that will let you vibe code your whole entire scorecard, there's an AI landing page builder, and there's this whole educational academy that I completely ignored in my first video. And since my review, a year ago, we were asking, is scorecard even worth it? But now the question is asking something way more interesting. Why would I even pay for all this when I can just open Claude, type in build me a quiz funnel, and have something working without a monthly subscription? And that's what this whole video is here to answer. Is it still worth it in the age of AI? But first, you're probably like, well, why should I even listen to this bald Asian guy? In case we don't know each other, hi, I'm Kevin. I used to be a drug dealer, aka a pharmacist, and now I'm head of sales for your favorite creators like Ali Abdaal. And since high ticket is my thing, I've been testing ScoreApp for all my high ticket sales clients. So here's what we're covering today. The new changes of ScoreApp, the big one, Claude versus ScoreApp. Should you even be paying for this in the age of AI? The new pricing models for ScoreApp, the real pros and cons of using ScoreApp, and finally, who's it for, who should skip it entirely, and whether the math makes sense for you. By the way, if you decide to try ScoreApp and you want to support us and my team, I have an affiliate link with a special bonus and discount. Every dollar goes back to my social media team and fueling my dreams to leave my mom's basement by 40. Something that you should know is that they also have a 14-day money-back guarantee, which we'll talk more about. But let's get into it. So what's actually changed since my last review? Quick recap for anyone who's new here. ScoreApp is an assessment software. It can create quizzes, scorecards, waitlists, and a funnel tool. And instead of some crappy PDF lead magnet that goes straight in the trash that no one ever reads, you can build an assessment. An assessment is kind of like one of those, like, what kind of entrepreneur are you? Or what kind of Pokemon are you that you did in elementary school? But these are actually useful for people who want to buy your products and services. Something cool about assessments is that it diagnoses your leads. It helps them understand what the real problem is, teaches them something about themselves, and routes them to the right offer. And if you go onto a website, they claim it's perfect if you are struggling to attract enough leads, tired of wasting your time on low quality leads, not converting enough leads into clients, and want to deliver more value to existing clients. I've been following Daniel Priestley for years, and he's been building this whole scorecard marketing philosophy around this thing for years and has it baked in his methodology into the software. And the best part is they made it easier to use this app using, of course, AI. And my favorite thing about this is that the AI builder actually built everything for you now. So before, ScoreApp just had templates and you would have to manually fill it out. And in the past, you had to design the concept, the assessment questions, the results page, and abandon email sequence. But now you can actually chat with it. It'll ask you follow-up questions before it even creates a single question. You can describe your business, your audience, your goals, and ask clarifying questions back, and then builds a whole thing along with the answers, the scoring logic, the answer options, the landing page, results, all of it. For me personally, I recently built mine by taking a transcript, yapping about my business, taking my intellectual property, my YouTube videos, and just dumping it all in. And yes, while you could dump it all in Claude or ChatGPT, it is trained on thousands of real scorecards and millions of actual lead responses. So it's not just taking whatever you feed the AI, it's shaped by real scorecards that have already converted, already profitable scorecards. If you're kind of curious about this, I actually have another video, me building out a scorecard in 10 minutes. But okay, that leaves us with another question. Even with all these other changes, why not just vibe code your own assessment? I know exactly what you're thinking. Kevin, it's not 2025 anymore. I have Claude Code. It could literally build me a quiz funnel this afternoon without having to pay for a monthly subscription. Why would anyone pay for this? And honestly, that's pretty valid because as someone who uses AI myself, I use Claude every single day. Let me kind of give you my take as a head of sales for creators. I think if you want a super customized solution, you want to avoid the monthly subscription costs or pay close to nothing for it, and you're willing to put in the work to build and maintain a assessment yourself, go ahead. Like, it probably makes sense for you to build it in-house. At first, I was leaning that way too until they had a free plan. But other than that, here are the three things that actually changed my mind about this. First, the volume changes everything. If you're only putting a handful of people through your assessment each month, a custom in-house build might work fine. But even if you're running things at volume, it changes things. So when I was head of sales for Ali Abdaal, we ran a YouTube assessment in front of a 6 million subscriber channel. If something broke here, you lose that opt-in, and the pay software easily pays for itself compared to the cost of leads. And at that scale, you need something that doesn't fail, that doesn't break because a simple bug that takes your assessment down is literally costing you money and leads. And so something I think about is the front door of a high ticket funnel has to be reliable. I would say once you're getting about 30 people filling out your assessment per month, the paid tool is kind of worth it. Second thing is you're not investing into a quiz maker or an assessment maker, but everything around it. So I'll be honest, the truth is anyone can probably build a quiz. Most people these days are smart enough to take Daniel Priestley's scorecard methodology, he even wrote a whole book on it, and make a great quiz. And I'll be honest, with Claude, you can build a great legit quiz. But here's what Claude doesn't build: the landing pages, the follow-up or abandoned emails, the segmented result pages, the customized, personalized result pages, the analytics. It's harder to A/B test, and there's integrations with the CRM. While it's not perfect, it just works out of the box. And even better, you have access to their templates and team, and you can model something that's already working, that's been through so many iterations already. In my opinion, you're really paying for speed to get a assessment up reliably quick. Third, you don't have to maintain your quiz. If you build a in-house assessment, it's not just a one-time build. And congratulations, now you own a small software product. And if anything breaks at 2 a.m. and you're slowly, quietly losing a worth full of leads before you even notice, that responsibility is on you. I don't know about you, but for me, I'm not the most techiest person. And if I have to play tech support, every hour that I'm spending debugging my free quiz is an hour that I'm not making content, not on sales calls, not doing the thing that actually makes money or revenue for the business. I think an important thing to realize is that our time is not free. And maintaining an assessment tool is probably the most expensive thing in your entire business. But I don't want to speak for everyone. Unless you have a separate team to own this for you, or you have some kind of unfair technical advantage, I don't think it's worth it to build your own in-house. At least not for me, because like I said, I'm not the most tech savvy person in the world. But if the ScoreApp team is watching, if they could build a MCP for Claude, that would be freaking amazing. And I know I'm not the only one. Okay, so now let's talk about pricing. So how much does this actually cost? Because prices have changed since my last review, and they probably increased because of the new AI features that are now on every single plan, including free, which is pretty amazing. And they did something cool where they actually took the existing paid users and grandfathered them at their old rates. But here's one thing that everyone should know right off the bat. Every plan comes with a 14-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like it, just contact support and you'll get your money back. And that's great if you're on the fence. You can test out a paid plan and then downgrade to a lower tier or a free version if it's not for you. And so here are the different plans. First, you have free. This still exists. You have one live scorecard, 10 responses per month, but the AI builder works on the free plan apparently. You can build and fully test a complete scorecard without spending a cent. Then you have starter. This is $39 a month or $29 billed annually. You get 3 scorecards, 100 responses for one user. But here's the thing, if you run any real traffic, 100 responses goes pretty quick. You also have the ScoreApp brand attached to everything at this tier if that bothers you. Basically, this is for anyone that is not running paid ads, doesn't care about analytics, and doesn't want to split test. And then you have your business tier, which is $99 per month or $74 billed annually, which is roughly $900 per year. You get 10 scorecards, 1,000 responses, 3 users, custom domains, branded emails, PDF reports, and better analytics. And in my opinion, I think this is where ScoreApp becomes super useful because the business plan includes the abandoned emails, the insights, the things that allow you to set up your domain. You can add Google Analytics and your Facebook pixel along with a dynamic PDF report. You can get up to 1,000 responses per month, which I think is enough for most people, I would say. And then you have Pro. This is $149 per month or $111 annually, or roughly $1,300 per year. You get 30 scorecards, 3,000 responses, 5 users, data enrichment, split testing. And in my opinion, this is more for bigger teams, agencies. The main difference here are the number of scorecards and users, plus the ability to A/B test. And then you have the enterprise. These start at $7.99 a month. You get unlimited seats, VIP support, custom onboarding, which I think is very, very helpful here. So after using ScoreApp, especially the new features, what are the pros? The first number one thing is that it is still S tier for creators with multiple offers and lead magnets. So when I was a head of sales for Ali Abdaal, we had such a wide audience at all different levels. Some people wanted productivity, others wanted YouTube, and even the people that did want YouTube, they were all at different levels. So something that I kind of learned is that rather than doing a CTA in a specific video to a specific offer, we would send them to the assessment as a pre-qualification filter to capture emails, because let's be real, you only get one CTA in a video. And the cool thing about ScoreApp is that you can do lead scoring. You can create custom dynamic pages, which basically means, hey, you can personalize things. You can send out PDFs, and now you can even create AI result sections too, or smart sections. And so if you're a creator with only one CTA, you can direct people to your assessment and just let that handle your opt-in. Plus, like I mentioned earlier, it is way more helpful useful than a crappy PDF that no one reads. The other pro that I kind of realized was that the AI builder actually kills the blank page effect. So if you ever try to build a scorecard from scratch, and I have multiple times, the concept and question writing is always where you get stuck, along with the scoring logic. The thought in my head is like, what is the concept? What questions do I write? Oh God, there's different types of questions too. And then is this too many? Is this too few? That is the hard part. And now you get a complete structured draft in about 10 minutes built on conversion data from a lot of real life responses. And that's something that Claude just can't kind of replicate. And so what I find helpful is that the AI builder just makes questions that have worked for other assessments. The other pro is the AI landing page lets you vibe code your pages. To be honest, this is a completely new feature that was just launched beta. It's kind of like Lovable, but you can vibe code a complete landing page, and if you have the pro plan, you can A/B test it too. But what I like about this and what I appreciate about this is that ScoreApp is always creating new tools to just remove the friction one step at a time to make a better and better product. Another pro is you can get feedback and live coaching sessions from experts. So last time I was actually just assessing this as a standalone quiz tool, but that's not really the product anymore. When I first signed up for a pro plan, I got this nice email from my customer success manager who let me know all the perks, and she even offered me an in real life onboarding, although they don't offer that for everyone. Your mileage may vary. And I'm not gonna lie, I usually ignore the onboarding. I usually ignore the academy or knowledge base for most software companies, but since it's Daniel Priestley and he's the face of this brand, I actually wanted to learn more about scorecard marketing. In addition to their tutorials, they actually host group onboardings twice a week, and they have an academy where they have expert host sessions. And so if you think about it, not only do you get an assessment software, but now you get a whole marketing course and kind of a bit of live coaching, if that's what you'll call it. I do think that is extremely worth it and extremely valuable, all with a 14-day money-back guarantee. But before you sign up, there are some cons that you should kind of know. Okay, there are small quirks with ScoreApp. One of the quirks that I noticed while testing this app was that you can't upload files to the AI builder. As good as ScoreApp is, you can't upload files to the chat. And I know this can be done with a small update, and this would save me so much more time. But instead, I actually had to copy and paste everything manually, which wasn't that much fun. ScoreApp team, if you are watching this, what I would love is a place where I can upload my framework docs, my sales page copy, my brand voice document. In its current iteration right now, it feels like I have to type in everything about my business in a chatbot from scratch. It feels like it's 2023, which isn't that long though, honestly. The second con is that this isn't completely done for you, although I think it will get really damn close. I did this challenge where I wanted to build a scorecard in 10 minutes, and while it's technically true, realistically, if you wanted to make it not look like AI, you need to give it a little TLC, a little tender, loving care. And so right now, I'm creating a high-ticket sales scorecard with my intellectual property. ScoreApp made me a scorecard in 10 minutes, but I spent another probably 2 to 3 hours refining it, rewriting some of the questions in my kind of unhinged tone. And I still had to go through every single question and ask myself, is this something that I really want my audience to go through? Or sometimes there might be a little quirk. Like for me, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I probably took longer. But the cool thing is you can go back and forth and vibe build it. I'd be lying if I were to say like, hey, you can expect a perfect run right off the bat. This is not the case. You probably need to invest a few more hours to create a scorecard that you're very, very happy with. Other con is that this is still a monthly subscription. I know no one wants to pay for another subscription. You don't want to pay for Go High Level and all that sort of stuff. I get it. I am subscription fatigued just like you guys. I think what makes it more palatable for me is that ScoreApp will make money for most people who use it properly, right? It's another subscription, and obviously we'll get into who this is for and who this isn't for, but it's just something to keep in mind. So the other con I kind of want to bring up is that there is a cap for monthly responses. So with all the plans, they have a cap, right? And so luckily, if you go over, you don't lose the leads, but you either have to wait for the next month, upgrade, or pay a one-time thing to access those leads. The problem though is that lead data sometimes is sensitive for sales calls. For example, let's say if I exhaust all my responses and it's the 10th of the month, I'm not going to wait 20 days to get that lead data. And in my opinion, it's not a deal breaker. It's just one more thing to think about. Okay, so let's talk about who this is for and who it's not for. You're a creator with a high ticket offer. In my opinion, this is a no-brainer. As a head of sales, my goal is to dumbass proof your sales process. And one of the best things you can do to shorten your sales cycle cycle is to use something like ScoreApp and just shoot a video of you explaining the assessment. And the reason why this works in my mind is like it positions you as an authority by walking through your IP. It gives people the space to feel the gaps in their situation or reflect on it. And it gives you a talking point for the sales call, and it filters the right leads in the first place, which you can downsell, send to your free resources, events, etc. But having the assessment is just one of the 4 content assets I use on my high-ticket sales clients. I think easily one sale justifies their entire cost of ScoreApp. You're a creator with multiple offers or lead magnets. So I would say YouTubers and creators are getting better at this, but the question always comes up is like, hey, what should my CTA be or call to action be at the end of the video? And so if you have a lot of different free resources and different offers, it makes sense having someone fill out an assessment so it can direct them to the right resource. The other person I think this is really for is you want to lead with value as a trusted advisor. If you're like me, you probably hate the used car salesman vibe. I hate it. And so this is where I think educational creators with actual frameworks would really benefit from it. You can create personalized results that position you as a trusted advisor, and it leads to a more consultative sales process. The last person I think this is also for is someone who is not techie. Because of the AI vibe building tools, I find that you can get an MVP up or a minimum viable assessment up really quickly and test it. And even if you are a vibe coder, you are big into cloud code, you love making your own solutions, then I still think this would be worth it, even if you just try the free plan or just try ScoreApp temporarily too, because they have that 14-day money-back guarantee and also have a free plan. So the final question is it actually worth it? And I hate to tell you, it depends. Here's what I'm thinking. If you're making less than 5K per month, I say it is worth it. You can start on the free plan. You can build it out, validate it with 10 responses per month, and then upgrade when it's actually converting and you're sending more traffic over. If you're making 5 to 15K per month, I would say if you're generating more than 30 responses per month, a paid plan definitely makes sense. And just one sale would just cover the entire cost of the annual plan. So in my last review, I said it was solid and overpriced. But given the new AI tools, I would say it's still premium priced, but the main differences that make it totally way more worth it is the 14-day money-back guarantee, the AI builder, the educational stack with the academy, and the guarantee just changes everything. I think worst case scenario, you try it, you find out you don't have enough time or you just don't like it, you can always message support. You literally have nothing to lose. Anyways, if this video helped you make up your mind and you want to support us, affiliate link is in the top link in the description below. These reviews cost real money, everything from the editors, the thumbnail designers, and an irresponsible amount of Vietnamese coffee. So every sale actually feeds the team and gets me one step closer to moving out of my mom's basement. If you want the bonuses, use our link. And if you also use my link, hey, feel free to reach out to me on IG if you have any questions. I love connecting with y'all. Anyways, what tool do you want us to review next? I want to actually do more walkthroughs and tutorials on this channel, so subscribe there. And here's a video that the YouTube algo will think you'll love. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, mud people. Bye.